Scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with a new layout for you. So this one is actually Follow a Sketch Friday. I know it's Monday, but I totally missed out on posting this on Friday last week, so I wanted to make up for it and post this layout today because I did end up making this layout over the weekend and I really love how it turned out. So I decided to pull a page kit from my stash. It had 3 12x12 pieces of paper and then 2 6x8 pieces of paper. And my idea here, at first I was thinking I wanted to use it as a mat. And then I decided, well, I didn't have enough because I only had this one sheet. And so what I decided to do was to start tearing a bunch of pieces. And I was thinking I was going to make this a border around the whole layout because the sketch does call for, a border of some sort. And in the end, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I try to fix it, try to make it work. It doesn't work. I hate it. So I scratched that. Luckily, though, this is actually from a 6x8 paper pad in my stash that I have 2 of. It is Again and Again, and I have 2 paper pads of it, so I was able to actually pull out another piece of this pattern paper that I really liked and I really did want to put on my layout, and I was able to use it on my layout. So here you can see I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing a frame, but I really honestly didn't like it. So this is where I pull out this other pad of paper and I decide I am going to mat the photo with this, and then I'm going to use the yellow piece of 12x12 paper as kind of another pattern behind the photos. The reason I decided to use this blue piece of paper is because the photos are very yellow. The house that we lived in, this was back in 2009. It had really yellow lights, especially at night. And so all of the photos that I have from this house are very yellow. So I wanted to make sure that the photos didn't blend in with the background, and the blue piece of paper behind the photos totally helps them pop off of the background, because I did like the yellow with the kind of tealish greenish of the background. And here you can see I'm going to go ahead and rip up the 2 sides of this piece of paper. I ripped a little too much, more than I wanted, but it's okay. It turns out in the end, I just kind of leave it a little away from the edge and then add a border to it. Here I'm trying to see if I can incorporate that third 12x12 pattern paper that had been in the kit, but it's not gonna make it, which is totally fine. Now I'm pulling out a ton of embellishments, and this layout has a bunch of embellishments on it, but they're scattered and I really like the way they look. So they are in 4 different clusters, which is quite different for me. I almost always, I guess I should say, do 3 clusters, but this one I kind of felt like needed 4 clusters. So now I'm adding more pieces to this top cluster, and that's what I decide to do, just to add some more patterns and just colors to the layout, is adding those extra pieces from the the B side of that yellow paper. Maybe it's the A side. I don't remember. So now I'm just going to start gluing everything down, and I'm so beyond happy with how this layout turned out. It was so fun using this sketch. When I first saw it, I was kind of intimidated by it because it was only calling for 1 photo and lots of journaling. And I'm fine with journaling, but lately I've been doing a lot of multi-photo layouts, and that's what I'm really feeling is calling to me lately. And so the fact that it was a one photo layout kind of made me nervous. So I really love what I was able to do with it and make it a multi-photo layout. So I'm still gluing everything down, and yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. I'm just going to keep saying that until the layout process video is over. I'm very obsessed with the torn look right now. If you haven't noticed, I think I do it on almost every layout recently. Well, okay, maybe not every layout, but I feel like it's every layout I do it on lately. But I really like, I don't know, the texture that it gives the page. I decided to switch this heart, just the orange was clashing with the other orange that was the tag, and so that worked out much better. Let's see, now I'm gonna add a couple of these brads that were in the embellishment pack, and like I said, this was just a page kit of a bunch of embellishments and papers from my stash that have just been sitting around. I made quite a few page kits, I think back in February, and so every once in a while I'll just pull one out, and it was really fun to use a page kit this time. I didn't have to worry about what embellishments I was going to pick out and what papers and anything. Everything was already there for me. Now I'm going to glue down this last little banner strip. And I think that's everything. Now I just need to work on a title. So I'm going to clean up my space a little bit, and then I'll be back with the alpha that I'm going to use. Okay, so I pulled out this alpha. I don't remember what it's called, but it's from American Crafts, and I think it was with one of their winter collections. But this is one of my favorite alphas of all time. And I wanted to call this layout Potty Training Adventures, but it didn't work out with that alpha. So in the end, it's just going to be Potty Adventures, and I am going to move the word potty down to the second photo, and the word adventures is just going to go there on the bottom where I am putting it onto some wax paper right now. So let me explain the photos to you guys. So Brennan was the hardest kid to potty train. Tinian was pretty hard, but Brennan was a lot harder. And it might have just been because he was the first kid that I actually potty trained, and he just was not having it. And everybody kept saying, he's a boy, he'll get it, and we tried everything. We tried doing pull-ups, we tried moving him to underwear, we tried, doing the naked thing. The naked thing lasted like 2 minutes because it was really disgusting. I was like, no, I'm not letting him run around naked in my house. And anyway, so I had a friend who had girls, and they had this doll that was like a potty training doll. So you would feed the doll, and then it would go pee in the potty. And you can see that little blue container to the left of him. That's the potty. So he's changing the baby and feeding the baby in these two photos, but you never see him actually put the baby on the potty, and I don't have any photos of the baby actually on the potty. So needless to say, this did not work. But my friend, it was very nice to have the support of friends and everything. So that is what these photos are of. Just another thing that we were trying to do with Brennan to help him get potty trained. Thus is the life of being a mom. And obviously, it didn't work. I don't even remember what worked. Time? Anyway, make sure you go check out Sandy's video, and yeah, I will have a link below. I hope that you have a wonderful scrappy day. Bye.